go to lichess.org, right? lichess.org/study, or just lichess, and then you go to studies from play or whatever. You click on this little green box that says create study. You create it. You can name it whatever. For now, let's just name it example, right? You can make it visibility public, unlisted, invite only. I normally do them invite only when I'm teaching people because then I have chat members and then I add members to it. You don't really want this. You can, but you don't have to. Just let people browse freely depending on what it's for, right? Um, Computer analysis, everyone just have all of this on, just edit it however you want it. You can also have chat be everybody if it's like a, public study for people to chat and stuff like some of my studies, but for now it's fine. I always leave this as none, but you can have it if you want. You just click start, you have chapters. We have empty, which is, just a normal board. You can have normal analysis, which is like, it just says the moves. You can put stuff on and we'll go through that. Practice with computer, you just play against an engine. You just play against the computer. Hide next moves. It's like a preset board. We'll go through all of this anyway. Interactive lesson. It's you set up a board and then you can do preview, or if you're not one of the owners of it, um, it'll make you play a move and then the engine will play the next move. It's a part of a sequence. We'll go through that as well. For now, let's do like a normal analysis. You can do editor, have the board set up a certain way, have games from websites, FENs to set up the board a certain way, or PGN and just import a file. For now, we're just going to import a file and just put in like this one, right, from somebody. I'm going to go through this. We're going to do create chapter, okay? So we have all of this stuff. It says the moves, it has the engine moves, right? You can go through, look at them, blah, blah, blah. It's a 1000 rated player, or a 960 versus a 1000. And it's a game, versus just two beginners. It's just a normal game, right? It says all of the stats down here. This is tags. This is mainly for like, it's just all of like this stuff. You don't really need to do it. The tags are just, so you can kind of get it chapters seen easier if it's like a big study publicly. You can have people find certain chapters easier with tags. This you just write like, so if I'm on say like this move, right? We go here. We get text. You can add that for like your own analysis, your ideas, your thoughts on the positions, etc. You can also play say different moves in this position. So if this is moved, it will create a variation, which you can have. You can make the main lines or whatever, right? You can do whatever with that. For specific moves, so say like this move is a mistake, right? This move is a blunder. So you can go on to this annotate with glyphs. We have a bunch of these, uh, you know, basically like a million of these things that you can add. White is better, black is better, black is winning, white is winning. Interesting move, dubious move. Dubious move is an inaccuracy. Sorry, I'm forgetting to breathe. A dubious move is an inaccuracy. Blunder is obviously a blunder. Interesting move is a move that it's just interesting. I mean, mistake is mistake. Obviously, a lot of these are very self-explanatory. Um, you can just add those to it. So this move would be a blunder, and it will show up here being a blunder. Mistakes have different colors. That's like orange. This one would say be interesting move. It's oh, we've lost it. It's pink. We have only moves which don't actually show up with a color, but it's like a little box, right? We have dubious move, which is an inaccuracy. It comes up as blue. We have a bunch of them, right? You can also just remove them again by going onto the move and then clicking remove, right? You just click on the same thing again and it will just remove it. You can also draw arrows. It will save arrows in your board as long as you don't click off it again, right? So that's fine. We have this. So you can have multiple boards at the same time. It's not needed too much. It's not really that useful, but you can have it. This is to share it. This is just like general information on how to use it. But I figured I should make a video on it just because we have this, right? This is a computer analysis. It will analyze your games that you put in here. Actually, let's delete this. It will go through the games that you put in here and it will analyze them for you. It's not the best in the world because obviously it's a computer trying to explain things to humans. It's not the best in terms of you know, just general things, but it it gives like a general accuracy and kind of the advantage at certain points of the game, like opening, mid game, end game. How many blunders you make, inaccuracies, mistakes, stuff like that, and it gives basic reasonings behind it. If you're gonna just use this as it also shows alternative moves, all of that stuff. That's a bunch of stuff, right? It says like is best, it was an inaccuracy, it was a blunder, etc. It's many different variations, uh, and it gives like very basic analysis and game review. It's basically like chess.com game review, but slightly better because A, it's free, and B, it's a stronger engine um, than what chess.com uses, but it's also more customizable. So it's a free game review basically. Um, so this is good. We have all of this. It shows all of this stuff. And we have that. You can also add a member by going onto add members and typing in a username. It'll just add it in, right? It'll just add in the member. And then this is all of the stats again. Um, you can obviously open the book and it'll show you all of the book moves and how many times it's been played, etc. Um, master database, lichess. You can type in specific players' moves as well. So if you want to know your own moves, you can also do that. But typically, master's database is good. You know, show you all of the top moves in certain positions, how many times they've been played, the win percentage, the draw percentage, the loss percentage, etc. It'll show you all of that. It's very, very useful. Um, and there's also this, which just sets it to playing versus the computer from certain positions. But yeah, like you can set specific lines and positions from playing with a computer. That's all that is. This just goes forwards a move, backwards a move. This goes all the way to the end. This goes all the way to the start. And this just opens up this menu where you can flip the board, you can edit the board, continue with an engine from here. All of this stuff, like annotations on board, for instance, will show like we get to see like this stuff on the board. If you're a chess.com user, you'll probably like that because it happens on chess.com. You'll probably like that. NNEU is just makes the engine stronger, basically. Um, it's basically just a more in-depth thing. You can also have a replay, fast, slow, etc. Stuff like that. To add members, you just click on that, obviously. You can also add a new chapter, right? You can rename them, so like, me versus me, I typically lay them out like, white being here, like you can see here with some of my analysis. Yeah, we see these, um, certain games, and then you'd import the PGN from that game. You can put it in, and yeah. So that's just kind of how you do that, or you can use it for specific openings, and it will just go through the game, right? Here you can also, so let's go through how to add a PGN. You can add a PGN like this. Say we go over to one of these files. Okay, no files there. Cool. Just add like this one in, right? Nepo. Right, name it some random thing, normal analysis. It will put the game in, right? This isn't the entire game. I was analyzing it as it was happening. It's not the entire game, but you will see uh, it does sometimes bug out the clock on certain moves. Like here, the clock is gone. It'll just bug sometimes, but it's here sometimes and sometimes it's not. I don't know why. It's just the website being the website. You can also obviously computer analyze these games and it'll show accuracy and stuff. But yeah, so there's that stuff. We're now just going to add a new chapter for an editor board. It's very simple. You just, you can move shit around. You can, allow castle, allow white, add more pieces, etc. And to take pieces away, you can just click on this and boom. It's a very simple board editor. URL, you just paste the link of your game into there. FEN, it's an FEN. You're not going to need that. It's not too useful at all. You just do position editor for that. Unless you know how to use FENs, I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, unless you know how to use that, I wouldn't bother because it's not too useful for anything really. Um, so yeah, let's say boom. Uh, let's go through like that's not how you spell. through an analysis like this, right? Normal analysis played as white, okay? So we're gonna go into just like a strange line in the scotch, where we do this. Don't mind my slow mouse movement. I don't have a mouse plugged in currently. We do this, we do this, we do this. Let's go into this variation. We take, uh, we take, and then we take, and then we do this variation. It won't let me move it, but cool. Why is it not letting me move it? What is happening to my, oh god. Okay. So look, you can do like just different variations, right? We do this. We're not gonna play that move. We're gonna play this move, right? That is already an inaccuracy, and so what you can do is dubious move, okay? And it will show up as a dubious move on this analysis. And then say something like that has happened. That's a blunder, right? It's a common idea, but in a different line. And so you can do blunder. And then you can write down why it's a blunder. You can write down why it's a blunder, and stuff like that. Like stuff like that, right? You can write down this stuff and also add in different variations. And so instead of that, say this is played, you can do that. And then say just play like top moves, right? Oh fuck, what have I clicked on? Oh Jesus. Here we go. Castle, castle, boom, this is common idea. And then say this is played. That's another dubious move. Uh, because it's an inaccuracy. It's not a blunder, it's not a mistake, it's just an inaccuracy. Because it allows this, and then you have to defend it like this. It just allows a strange position, right? Which you obviously don't want. And then say it takes with this. This is a blunder, right? So you can add that here, and it'll just show up on all of these. That's the basics of that, really. Um, you can use this to study openings, you can use it to study your games, other people's games. You can use it to play against an engine, which I'll go through now, actually. If we go to, oh, yeah, there's also different variants of, what to play, but just for now, keep it as this. Go through practice with the computer first. It's very basic. It's gonna go into a scotch. We're gonna go into this, 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 this. It's gonna take, um, and then we're gonna push this. Gonna go here, gonna go here. It's just gonna go through a bunch of these lines. Gonna go here. We are going to go say here, and it's gonna say inaccuracy. It's gonna say inaccuracy here. And then you can go back. You can keep it marked as an inaccuracy. You can play like actual moves. You can play like this kind of stuff. This kind of stuff. Long castles. You can play like actual moves here, right? But like this, for instance, would count as a mistake. And so then you could mark it as a blunder. And once you're done with all of this, like playing this as an engine to practice, you can just delete from here, click OK, and it's all gone. It's that simple. It's all gone, or you can keep it there and continue to analyze. It's just stuff like that, you can do that. You can add chapter. You can go to, oh, not this. Hide next moves. It's, yeah, you just play like an opening, for instance, just play like the Roy Lopez, go to just like a casual line. We'll get this, this, and this shit goes back. Blah, blah, blah. You know, hide next moves. It's kind of just like this. I don't really see the point in it. I don't think it does much, so I wouldn't really bother with it. But yeah, you can use it. Uh, so yeah, you can use it. It shows like analysis on here, like the evaluation of each move if you want that. But that's all I use it for. Here we have, no, not that again. We have an interactive lesson. Okay, so here, you can add comments and your own evaluation to these, but you know, let's do this strange variation where we get this, and then we get the secondary main line. Where we get all of this stuff. Uh, we get these lines, we get these lines, we get these. We get all of these strange things. And you can click on preview. if you are not the owner of this and didn't create it, then it won't show as a preview. It'll just let you play it. You can, but as the owner, you can click preview, and then you play the moves, and the engine will play whatever move you played. You can also add analysis and tips and stuff on these certain things, and it'll just let you play through it. That's about it, really. Like that's the very basics of it. You can also add reasonings behind certain moves being played into that, so you can read them in between moves. It helps you to memorize lines and memorize the reasonings behind certain moves and ideas behind certain moves. I use it very often in my studies. So yeah, I highly recommend that. That's about it, really. Um, so yeah, you can also obviously play as black, play as white. Doesn't really matter. Uh, and yeah, that's about it. You know, that's about it. You can also add these as interactive lessons if you want to like memorize an entire game and stuff like that, right? But yeah, so that's that. That's like the basics of it, really. There's not really much else to do other than all of that. Um, you can also find other studies if you go on to studies. You can find a bunch of other people's studies here, or you can search for specific ones, specific, uh, stuff over here. You can search for specific tags, recently updated, all of that stuff. So there's that. That's about it. You can find certain studies, or you can go to my studies, and you can see your own. So that's that. There you go. Oh, there we go.